Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Sansing with another edition of South Texas News and Reviews. Today is November the 26th, 2017. That's on a Sunday. I've still got my no NFL sign out front for obvious reasons, whether you agree or not. Our new times for this show are Tuesday at 9 o'clock, Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then you can email me at gsansing@gmail.com. It's also available on YouTube. If you'll just go into YouTube and put Gerald, Gerald, Sansing, then you've got your choice of South Texas News and Reviews, what's going on in Corpus Christi, and the voice of Ed Bennett. So I hope you enjoy those and let us know what you think. So please email me, folks, and I need your comments and so forth and so on. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I wanted to show you this. I think this is more than appropriate these days with our elected officials, and that includes Del Mar College, the city, county, state, and feds. Okay, so I hope that you will join Jiminy Cricket there and put your finger in the Pinocchio's face here and say, hey, we're tired of all this garbage going on, these untruths and so forth and so on, and trying to pull my leg and make political hay. Anyway, I hope you'll join with me with that one, and I think this pretty well exemplifies what we need to do around here with these elected officials, folks. Otherwise, we're going to go broke, and we're headed there real quick, and we're not getting anything done, but the lies continue. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is South Texas News and Reviews. I think the camera's recording, lights are on. I'm going to go around and have my say. Got several things to discuss this evening. I hope I don't make too many people mad. Now, the flowers, these beautiful pink flowers, that's Miss Lynn, Miss Connie, and definitely Miss April 23. Okay? I won't say any more than that, except that Miss April 23 is going to graduate from Del Mar College with an AA degree and a certification on December the 15th, 2017, and I am extremely proud of that woman. She's been through a lot in life, and she studied hard, and she deserves the accolades and so forth, and I am so very, very proud of Miss April 23. So there you go, babe. Speak to me. All right, now this South Texas News and Reviews. I've got new times starting December the 3rd, 2017 through June the 2nd, 2018. And the times for this show are as follows. It's Tuesday at 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock p.m. and then Wednesdays at 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock p.m. And then that's followed by what's going on in Corpus Christi on Tuesday at 8:30. Well, I guess that precedes this one, from 8:30 to 9 p.m. and then also Wednesday from 9 to 9:30. And so that will be after the South Texas News and Reviews. And my good friend Ed Bennett, the voice of Ed Bennett, is Sunday at 8:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. and then Tuesday at 5:30 to 6 p.m. So I think we got some pretty good times this go around. And again, thank you, Miss April, for being a friend and doing so well at Del Mar College. I mean, you exemplify what's good and hard-working students, and I'm extremely proud of you. So I'm going to say it one more time. Now, the biggest problem I have this evening, and I've addressed this as the president of the Corpus Christi Taxpayers Association, I am extremely, I'm upset, folks. As upset as I can get. I don't get mad, I get even, as you fine people out there know. Okay, but I don't mind speaking my mind. My ancestors back through pre-Revolutionary War in this country fought for my freedom of speech all the way through. Many, many people, many of my ancestors and so forth and so on. So I don't mind taking their spirits and telling it the way I see it. It's my right to freedom of speech, which, as the Neville brothers so eloquently said at Del Mar College in particular, and in Corpus Christi, Texas, it's freedom of speech as long as you don't say too much. Go back and look at that. That's the Neville brothers. That's Aaron Neville and his family. Okay. Now, what has got me concerned is the city of Corpus Christi, Texas has 26 attorneys on staff. 26 attorneys that are being paid by you fine folks downtown. That's the last count that I had. Okay? Now, I just got word and I just got confirmation through my vice president of the Taxpayers Association when Mr. Jack Gordy, he said and he asked City of Corpus Christi, Office of the City Secretary, as he addressed to whom it may concern, I hereby request the following information in accordance with the Texas Freedom of Information Act. Okay, that's actually the Texas Public Information Act. I expect a response within 10 working days after receipt of my request. Now, the state keeps screwing around and extending this, that, and the other, and allowing these public-supported, taxpayer-supported entities just free reign. If they don't want to answer something, they can go and do this and they can go do that, you know, and they're going to go cover their butts one way or the other. And I'm just tired of paying the salaries of these people, and so forth and so on. Okay, even the little bit that the city council members get, that's way too much compared to, you know, I'm paying you, I elected you, I want you to do the right thing. Okay, you may not think that my request is the right thing, but I want you to damn sure explain why you don't. Okay, all right. So the pressure's on, folks. I've had it right up to right about there. Okay. So get over it. I hereby request copies of any and all invoices, bills that were paid to lawyers/attorneys from June 1, 2016 through May 31st, 2017 that do not live in the city of Corpus Christi or do not have a business in the city of Corpus Christi. With respect, Jack Gordy. And like I say, he is my vice president of the Taxpayers Association. He was president for a long time, and why he decided that I should be, I don't know. Bless your heart, Jack. You're a great man. All right, now, so in response to that, here's what he's got, folks. This is going to floor you, I hope. Okay, it floored me, and I'm very, very difficult to floor after this many years of life. Okay, you know, I realize certain people out there, I'm an old person, and I don't have much worth, but you know, I'm going to let that one go. Okay, I just spit it out, and I'm just going to let it go. All right, now we have 26 attorneys on staff, I've been told. Okay, I'll verify that. Now, there was a Coates Rose here in response to Mr. Gordy's Public Information Act request. And this goes from the invoice date was 12/16/16. The payment date was January 5th, 2017. That's not too bad through the holidays. Okay, that's pretty good service. But anyway, from January 5th, 17 through May the 4th, 17, this Coates Rose or Rose Coates PC company, okay, attorneys, I think they're out of Austin, Texas, okay, they received a check for $550,527.37. Okay, best of my calculation, that's $500,000, folks. $550,527.37. Okay, then another outside firm. Pardon me for doing this in front of you, but I've got to want to make sure that I am accurate about this. Okay, now we have this company. I don't know where they're from. I didn't look them up. Sledge Law and Public Strategies Company. Now, what in the hell do we need public strategies for? Okay, you know, I don't know where they're out of. I'm going to find out, and I'll report to you later. Now, they were really lowballing it, folks. I think they could have done a whole lot better than this, because the city likes to spend your money like a bunch of drunken Martians, let's put it that way. I don't want to insult the Navy. All right, or Swabbies. Sailors. Okay, and for what I'm going to find out, it was $34,562.38. Now, is that for strategy on how to lie to taxpayers? I mean, what was that all about? Now, I'm going to ask for these invoices. They've got all the invoice numbers here and so forth. I'm going to look at each and every one of them and give you a report. And then we have another firm. I don't know where they're from. I think they're either San Antonio or Austin. It may be Houston or Dallas. I think that first one I did was the Coates Rose is out of Houston. But anyway, and there's something about bond attorneys or some damn thing. Okay, but here we go. We've got Lloyd Gosselink, Gosselink, Gosselink. Okay, Rochelle. I don't know if that's, I'm going to look them up and find out where they are. Their first invoice was in April 14th, 2016. They were paid, it took until July 8th to pay those people. But anyway, then they've got bills here all the way through, let's see, May the 11th, 2017. There are a whole slew of them. But their total bill that was paid by you fine folks out there is $513,126.40. I get choked up. I'm sorry, folks, but that chokes me up. Now, from June of 16, pardon me, still, it just chokes me up. I'm not acting, folks. Through, it looks like May 2017. Yeah, it's May on both, all of them. Okay, April and May. $1,098,000 or $98,216 plus a couple of pennies. Now we've got, pardon me, I must have really done it, 26 attorneys on staff. We've got unfortunately, the city attorney, Mr. Risley, okay, that I'm going to talk about what he believes and what he doesn't believe, okay. Then how can we pay $1 million plus for attorneys outside of Corpus Christi, Texas, Nueces County? Aren't there any attorneys around here that can handle this stuff and shop? Let's shop locally, folks. Okay. Aren't there any local attorneys that can handle that? Okay. Out of the 26 attorneys on the city of Corpus Christi's payroll, none of those can handle any of this business? Are they that inept? Are they that unqualified? I thought we hired attorneys around here to do the city business without spending $1 million outside of the city. I mean, that's outside of Corpus Christi, folks. We've got attorneys here in town that could use that money. Okay? And I'm sure we could find an expert around here somewhere. I mean, attorneys around Corpus Christi, Texas can't be that blatantly stupid and unqualified to handle anything that comes along at the state or federal level. Why? Why? Can you give me an explanation, city? Mayor, then, Mayor McComb, why can't you give me an answer to that? Mrs. Rose, Marjorie Rose, what is she? Our city manager. Can you give me an explanation of that, please? I just don't understand. Okay? Now we've got a city attorney that's making big bucks, folks. And he overlooks blatant violations of federal, state, county, city ordinance and so forth, and code enforcement and so forth and so on. He doesn't give a damn about disabled people around here. I've been on his butt, and so has Mr. Gordy with the Department of Justice. We've written them. The Department of Justice doesn't give a damn about disabled people in this town. Mr. Risley, whatever his name is, does not give a damn about disabled people around here, or he'd be doing something about it. Which means that, Mr. McComb, you and the city council members don't give a damn about people like that. And then you go on the record with Abel Alonzo after he passes away and say that he was such a wonderful person and he was such a great guy and he was disabled. And that's, I shouldn't say it, that's urinating on his spirit, folks. I mean, it's blatant. Mr. Risley. And then the VA, the Department of Justice, the Civil Rights Americans with Disabilities Act people said they don't have time to help the people down here that are disabled. Does that make you feel comfortable out there if you're a disabled person and citizen of Corpus Christi, Texas? How does that make you feel, ladies and gentlemen? Does that make you feel safe when you've got a city council and you've got a mayor and you've got a city attorney that doesn't give a damn about you? And then now the Department of Justice at the federal level doesn't care about you? They're too busy. They can't do anything for you, okay? And while Mr. Risley isn't doing anything for the city and blowing a bunch of smoke at the city council members, is he knows that the Department of Justice is too busy to come down here and slam his butt in the ground. I mean, what else can I say? It's just that simple, folks. Good Lord, you need to rise up. Silence is not the answer, according to me and Jack Gordy and Joe O'Brien and all the Corpus Christi Taxpayers Association members. Silence is not the answer. Rise up. Now, I'm having a meeting coming up real quick. It's the first Saturday of every month at the Small Planet Delicatessen at Staples and Saratoga at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Get yourselves over there and let's start hollering and screaming, because silence is not the answer. So, Mr. Risley, you've got to go. That's my vote. Then I've VA. I've informed them that we have a blatant violation of ADA compliance down here. And they said, well, that's just out of our jurisdiction. We're trying to take care of veterans. We don't give a damn about the disabled veterans. That's essentially the letter I got back. Okay? Total disrespect for our disabled around here. Complete, total disrespect. And until you disabled rise up and say no mas, I don't know what to do. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to contact Governor Abbott. He's in a wheelchair, and I'm going to ask him. I'm going to say, would you please come down here with the cameras rolling at the state level and travel down Tarleton and Air Street and then a couple of these other places around and then see what you think, sir. I mean, I feel sorry for you being disabled. I know you had a terrible accident that put you in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. But we've got a city attorney down here and a whole city council that doesn't give a damn about you and your disability. What else can I say? So, Governor Abbott, mark my words, I'm sending you a copy of this. I'll send you a DVD of this. I'll send you the link so you can go onto YouTube and go into Gerald, GRALD, look it up and find out what I think and what an awful lot of people think around here. Okay? It's incredible. You people are despicable. Totally, completely despicable. And then I'm going to go to these veterans. Here we are on November 19th again. We've got military notes. We've got all of these organizations that I have not heard from. I know they listen to the show. So veterans, why don't you buck up? My dad was a veteran. He got his butt shot down during World War II. Spent 70 days shooting Germans with the French underground and finally was liberated. Went in and flew Korea and Vietnam through 350 some odd missions for forward air control to save all your butts over there in Vietnam. And I hear about all these Vietnam stories you've got. Here he is, he's in the air protecting your butt, getting shot at. I've seen pictures of the end of his wing of that little Cessna 01. It's been shot off. He flew 02s over there, and 350 missions, and you people are dead silent because you don't have enough nerve to come up here and challenge this city. I mean, why don't you get serious, folks? You can't sit there. I mean, you fought your butts off and so forth and so on. You got shot up, wounded. You've got the post-traumatic syndrome, whatever it is, and so forth. And you won't step up to the plate and call me and go on the air and say, hey, no mas, I'm tired of this crap. We're not going to do this anymore. Okay? And go after Mr. Risley in this city. And the city council needs to be held accountable, folks. They don't give a damn about disabled people, especially vets. And then to go on the air and have the unmitigated gall to say how great it was to have Abel Alonso down there sticking up for people. They don't stick up for you. All right, Veterans of Foreign Wars, post 2397. I challenge you. Okay? The Corpus Christi Mayor's Committee for Veterans Affairs, I challenge you. The 40-8 meets at 7 o'clock, whatever that is, okay? I challenge you. These are our military notes. A post-traumatic stress disorder support group, I challenge you. The E.G. Paralysis Disabled American Veterans Chapter 150, I challenge you. Marine Corps League Coastal Bend Detachment number 430, I challenge you. Okay? The Fleet Reserve Association Branch 94, I challenge you. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 8932, I challenge you. American Legion Post 364, I challenge you. American Legion Post 364 Auxiliary, I challenge you. Post 364 Sons of the American Legion, I challenge you. Okay? The American Legion Riders, I challenge you. Why don't you ride down here and get this stuff over? Go over there and ask for the whole city council to come out and meet with you people. I think that's a motorcycle group. Okay? U.S. Submarine Veterans, I challenge you. Military Order of the Purple Heart, Alanis Valentine, Chapter 5598, I challenge you. My father was a Purple Heart recipient under several times. Okay? All right? Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 910. My father was a veteran of Vietnam. He flew 350 some odd missions, forward air control as a supreme, highly decorated fighter pilot to cover your butts over there. Okay? I challenge you. Okay, Veterans Confidential Free Support Group, I challenge you. Don't be confidential. Come out. Come out of the closet, okay? Veterans Band of Corpus Christi. Now, I'm sorry that Ram Chavez had his problems, but I've broached this with Ram a couple of times. I challenge you, Ram. From your I hope you're recuperating very, very well, but I challenge you to get your people over there and let's quit kissing the butts of the city council and the city fathers and the politicians around here and support the disabled veterans. Okay? Because the city won't. Mr. Miles Risley thinks you're a bunch of idiots. You don't deserve that. Okay? He's not going to do anything to help you. Nothing. The man has no spine. Patriot Band and Honor Guard, I challenge you. Veterans Roundtable meetings at Del Mar College, I challenge you. Right here and now. When are you going to get off your butts and go over there and do something besides complain that you're some poor disabled veteran and you've got the post-traumatic syndrome disorder and all that good stuff? Buck up, folks. Silence is not the answer. I know I'm on a roll, but I come from a long line since before Continental, the Revolutionary War in this country, as I said, and this just burns my butt up that you people won't stand up and become Americans, and here you are veterans and you won't stand up for what's right with this city that won't do the right thing by disabled veterans. Give me a break, okay? Can anybody out there, any of you veterans, explain this to me? I mean, my dad is rolling over in his grave. My granddad is rolling over his grave. My ancestors, all the way back to 1776, Lexington and Concord and North Carolina, shooting redcoats, are rolling in their graves because you people will not step up and demand that ADA compliance is done in this town, period. Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated. I don't get mad, I get even. And then Corpus Christi, this town is just despicable, okay? The people you elect are just absolutely, completely despicable. Now, I do want to say thank you to most of the people down there at the that were picking up the debris and so forth and so on. Here's an article, I guess that was yesterday. Corpus Christi hurricane cleanup nears $9 million. City is hoping it will be reimbursed by the federal government. Well, if it's not, I don't mind as a taxpayer putting up, the money to pick up the brush. Now, I do know from first-hand experience that I'm a little bit perturbed with the guy that's in charge down there of all that stuff. I think his first name is Lawrence something. Okay, I do understand that when he has some people that will speak up against him and his policies and so forth, when he thinks he's absolute ruler and king down there, that he'll fire him. I think that's what happened to several of the truck drivers around here. It can't be fun to drive a truck around town and pick up garbage all day long, folks. Your garbage cans, recycling, and now the hurricane cleanup. And I know we had to hire a lot of outside people to come in here and help us out. And I must admit, even though they missed my neighborhood for a while and I had to complain, it got done. And I know a lot of these people. I'm not sitting up there in some damn ivory tower at Del Mar College and don't know people around here. I know what they do. $9 million. If the government doesn't pay it, we're just going to have to buck up and pay it ourselves. And that means that we won't have money to go out here with all these special interests, Mr. McComb, with your business and running with your high rolling buddies, and our former mayor, our commercial real estate broker, Mr. Adami, and all these high rollers around here that own pipe and steel companies, and their bank executives and so forth and so on, and the vice presidents of different banks around here. As if I have to explain that. But $9 million is worth it to get that trash up out of here. Then we have something that I think is very worthy. My heart goes out to homeless people. Now, some of them don't want help, but there was an article in the Caller Times on November 22nd, that was last Wednesday. City seeks ways to help homeless. I'm all for that. Call me. I'll be more than happy to pitch in with that one, folks. Okay, I've tried to do a lot of things around here to help the community. I've been, I've had it stuck in my left ear at times. When you try to get people out of West Side over there, and you form a nonprofit, and then your people that are going to help you with a nonprofit turn on you, and I'm not getting into that, okay? And then we have, here's Mr. Dan McQueen, former Corpus Christi mayor in Senate race. Now, here's what you people did. You voted in a guy that spoke with forked tongue, okay? He distorted his background, he distorted his resume, he distorted this, he distorted that, left us in the lurch, and so forth and so on. And then he had the unmitigated gall to say that he was going to run for the seat currently occupied by Senator Ted Cruz. Good luck is all I can say. Now, where do we get such people like this? Okay, I mean, I didn't vote for the man. There was somebody else I voted for, much to my chagrin. But what is all this? Okay. Why do you people do this? You get these off-the-wall individuals in there, and it's the same thing we've got. I do not have respect for any of the city council members whatsoever that are sitting at this moment. Okay, as long as you have the likes of City Attorney Miles Risley down there, and the rest of these people count me out, okay? And I must admit, Mr. McComb, you've been a big disappointment to me. I thought you were going to run an honest thing down there, and you still got that city attorney down there that bucks the federal, state, county, and local ordinances, and he didn't give a damn. Okay, as long as he's getting his paycheck down there, I guess, and grinning at those meetings, sitting there shaking his head when my good friend Mr. Jack Gordy gets on his butt, then you know, all I can do is say I'd like to see him move on. I think he needs to go to Butte, Montana, and try them out up there. Then we had the opinion on November 19th, expert advice on running the American Bank Center. I've got real mixed emotions on spending millions and millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to run that organization, and then to have this, what is it, CVB chief running the place down there and running it into the ground. I mean, you know, here we go again. It's all about money. It's all about your tax money, ladies and gentlemen. And these people don't care. And then it's, you know, it's this. Go back and read it. It's November 19th on a Sunday. It's editorial, expert advice on running the American Bank Center. And now we've got the Caller Times all involved with this. It says, if the council wants better performance from the American Bank Center, it should invest in its upkeep and expansion and other infrastructure and maintenance of the city in general. Wow, that's the only time I've seen the Caller Times editorial board go after the city. Usually they're down there sucking up. It's terrible. Then, not to change the subject, but Nina's future adrift due to lack of funds. You know, I don't know how much money we spent for those that Columbus fleet and all that stuff. You know, and then these morons went over there and got one of them struck by a barge. It wasn't long after we got the 3 boats down here. Los Barcos or Los Bocas? I guess it's Los Barcos. Okay, I don't know if they're male or female. My Spanish isn't the best in the world. Okay, but I try. Anyway, it's not muy bien. Okay, all right, but here we go. This thing during Hurricane Harvey, it sank down there on the T-heads. And I guess there's no money left, and you know, all we're doing is you know, trying to raise money to get that thing floating again. I don't know if it's afloat or not. I know it's down there by one of those restaurants on the T-heads, and or L-head or whichever head it is down there. But the Nina's future is adrift due to the lack of funds. Well, I mean, you know, you can only float a boat so many years. And you can only throw so much money at it, and finally, when you get enough money thrown at it, it's too much for that boat to exist, and it'll sink. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. You know, I know people that have worked real hard for that fleet and wanted to get the good things done, wound up putting 2 of them up on expensive concrete slabs down there at the museum and so forth and so on, and then they rotted to death. That's what happens when you buy wooden boats, folks. Especially in a marine environment, salt water. The shipworms are going to get them. You know, the dry rot fungi are going to get them, and I don't know anything about fungi, and so, you know, that's another story. Okay. Now, I appreciate Greg Abbott, our governor. I don't see eye to eye with him very often. But on the 24th, it's at 2 days ago, in the Caller Times, we had 7 reasons to shop small businesses on Saturday. That was yesterday, okay? Black Friday and then Saturday. Now, he gives some very good reasons for this. Now, I don't agree with Mr. Abbott, Governor Abbott, very often. I am going to City Council, invite him down here to tour this town, especially up and down Air Street and some others, like over there at Still on the airline in front of the Gulfway Shopping Center and say, "Hey, Mr. Abbott, go in there and see how much fun you've got trying to get through these places. You can either go in the street and get killed, or you can go into the parking lot of a quickie store or a strip center and get run over there." But you know, we don't have to abide by the Department of Justice, Americans with Disabilities Act, because Mr. Miles Risley says we don't have to. So I hope you meet that blockhead and have a few words with him. I hope you come down here and find the stuffings out of Corpus Christi, Texas, for non-compliance with ADA. I know the Department of Justice doesn't have time. We're spending how many billions of dollars a year to support that group? Department of Justice? There is no justice, folks. So, you know, write your congressmen, your senators, and your governor here, Governor Greg Abbott, and say, "Why don't you come down here, and I'm going to follow you with the camera, sir, Mr. Abbott, or Governor Abbott, you know, your highness, or whatever they call you, and I'm going to film you going down the street and have you make that decision. Am I going into the air street and get run over and killed, or am I going to go through 20 feet from a fueling station there at a quickie store and risk being either run over there or burned up or whatever, you know, have them spray me down with gasoline." You people are something else. Okay, but I do believe, Governor Abbott, that you are right. 7 reasons to shop small businesses. And here are the 7. Small businesses create jobs in our community. Yes, shopping local keeps our tax dollars in our community. That is true. Small businesses make your community unique. We have a very unique community down here, folks. I love it. That's the reason I stick around with all this garbage that goes on. Small businesses give back to your community. They do. Okay? Small businesses are likely to be family owned, which a lot of them are. The families need a break. Okay? Small businesses offer more unique products, usually so. We've got some very unique businesses around here, and I'm very, very proud of these people that do it. Small businesses are the heart and soul of Texas. I'd have to think about that one. I think so. Okay? But then, you know, here we got Del Mar College and the city and the county and everybody inviting these very large international companies coming in, you know, Saudi Arabian and so forth and so on. We've got voestalpine out of, where were they out of? Not Germany, but I think voestalpine was, what is that, Austrian? Okay. And then we've got that one out here that's closing down, that Italian company out here, M&G Plastics Company. And what these high rollers around here do, these politicians, is they vote in tax abatements to let these people run roughshod over you. Okay? I'm the only thing that I really do think that I am thankful for in my life, that I had the opportunity to be asked by a group of people, at the time it was 400 to 500 people, to take over the chairmanship of the Clean Economy Coalition and run Chase Energy Center and the Las Brisas Energy Center out of town, and make sure that the state, even though Rick Perry, you know, wanted that multi-billion dollar thing here to make money for himself, and those people he's got on the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, that bunch of politicians up there that, as far as I'm concerned, totally worthless. Okay, they're all politicians. They don't give a damn about your health and welfare. I'm convinced of that. Then, you know, I'm very, very happy and very, very glad, okay, that you people hung in there with the Clean Economy Coalition, which was a lot of people. It wasn't me, right? It was a lot of other people. And make sure that the state did not allow that baby killing, cardiac patient killing, polluting company to come to town. Okay? as much as Governor Perry wanted it here. I'm very glad that I was able to contribute to that. So thank you for all the 300 and 400 or 500 people that helped me out doing that. Okay, no, you didn't help me. You helped yourselves. Is what I'm doing. You know, I don't like to take credit when credit's not due, folks. I'm not here. I'm not a politician. I don't like to get up and start pounding my chest and say, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." I want to do things for the betterment of the community. That's the reason I work so damn hard at Delmar College, to get those students through. I mean, I don't need all the rest of this garbage going on. Lord. Okay. Texas judge accused of sexual harassment. We've got a state district judge here, and I'm not going to even mention his name. I had some dealings with him in the past which were far from equitable, okay? But here we go again. And you know, why people insist on harassing women, I haven't the faintest idea. I have said on many occasions that my father, okay, who was the penultimate fighter pilot, patriot, and so forth through 3 wars, and I won't go back through to him getting shot down and so forth and so on, and shooting Germans as they were retreating out of France with the French underground. But he told me, and I've said this on the show before, ladies, I want you to believe that he taught me, okay, that there's nothing in this world any more precious than a woman. Who brought me into this world? Who suffered during labor and brought me into this world? It was a woman, okay, not a man. He didn't go through that pain and agony. It was a woman. And why men insist on thinking that they are dominant and that they can treat women any way they want to is just beyond me. I mean, that's why I'm so thankful that April 23 is going to get her degree here in a couple of weeks, and that is one precious woman, folks. I'll guarantee you that. I'm going to say it right up front. Okay? And there are many, many, many of my students who are very precious women who are trying to get around as single mothers. They've been abused, they've been raped, they've been, you know, I mean, it just makes me want to sit down and cry. It makes me want to sit down and vomit when I hear some of the stories about how men are treating women. Okay? And I'll just leave it at that. So all I can say, if that district judge is guilty, hang him. Okay? And then in national news these days, it's woman after woman after woman who's been abused and molested, groped, and so forth and so on by some degenerate man. And I hope all these men go straight to hell in a handbasket. I really do. Okay? I've never raised a hand to a woman. I've rarely raised my voice except to my children every once in a while, my 2 daughters when they got out of line. And I did not do that viciously. I did it so that they would know that that is unacceptable behavior. And when you've got people who will sit and denigrate and pick on women, whether they be male or female, to the point where I have to get up in total disgust and walk out, then I'm sorry. Okay? All I can do is try to help the women that want to help themselves, and the ones that have been abused and messed around, and you know, I mean, it's just incredible, totally incredible. Now, I would like to indicate that what all you fine folks need to do out there, this will air before Christmas time, is to go over to Driscoll Children's Hospital, okay, and would you please go over there to the gift shop and purchase some of those beautiful, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Christmas cards that those kids do over there. They take the artwork for those patients. Now, I've always been under the impression, folks, and of the philosophy that if money can cure it, it ain't a problem. Okay? Now, if you want to know what I'm talking about, then you go over there to Driscoll Children's Hospital and you walk through one of those oncology wards, those kids with cancer over there, And there's no way that no matter how much money you throw at certain patients like that, it's not going to do any good. So if money can cure it, then it's not a problem. But if love and attention can, now I'm going to throw all the money I can at that, okay? And I hope it will cure it. But my basic philosophy is, okay, there's nothing any more precious than a woman, and if money can cure it, it ain't a problem. Okay? Now, doctor donates jet to campaign for Bristol Children's Hospital. My hat's off to this man. Dr. Charles Campbell and his wife, Mary Campbell, stand in front of the West Wind 2 jet they donated to Driscoll Children's Hospital. Okay? Now that's quite a guy. Okay? Here's a very benevolent physician and his wife, and I wish I could make more money and donate more, but you know, my funds are limited. I do the best I can, and you know, but if money can cure it, folks, it ain't a problem. So please go over there to Driscoll and buy those cards. That goes into their fund and so forth and so on. And you would not believe the beautiful art that some of those cancer patients and kids over there that are very, very ill can whip up. And they make beautiful cards. When I send them out, I get a lot of feedback and say, where can I buy those? And I said, well, go into Driscoll Children's Hospital website and buy you some. It tears me up to see children at that level not understanding. It's hard to understand when you've got cancer, folks. As an adult, you don't understand, but just try to put yourself in the shoes of children that are going through that pain and agony and suffering, and then their parents are just, I mean, it just makes me want to sit down and cry. Seriously. Okay? So please go over there and purchase those cards and anything else you can. Donate whatever you can afford. And the same thing with St. Jude's. I'm a great subscriber to that one. So between Driscoll and St. Jude's, then you know, I'm going to do all I can. All right, I'm going to switch gears here. I've got about 10, 12 minutes left, maybe 11. Okay, now I'm going to go and follow up on what I said on the What's Going On in Corpus Christi show, Taxpayers Association. And here in today's paper, RFQ, that is a request for qualifications for architectural consultant for Del Mar College Southside campus. Now, I have been heartbroken since the very beginning that anybody would be blatantly devious enough to try to convince the taxpayers of this community that we need a Southside campus to house 20,000 students. Where does that come from? Okay, here we go. This is the dance at Del Mar College. This is what they do to try to convince you. Okay. Now there are such people over there, like the chair of the Del Mar College Board of Regents, the banker around here, and if you look at his campaign for Del Mar College Regent the last time, he was just voted back in by a slim margin. But if you look at his contributors, architects, engineers, contractors, attorneys, okay? And who's reaping the big bucks? I've seen checks written to architects, but ladies and gentlemen, for over $500,000 at a whack. Okay? That's between the 2014 bond that you voted in and then the 2016 bond for the Southside campus. And believe me, it says 1A down here. This is the Southside campus phase 1A. There's going to be a 2A and a 3A. We've already got $137 million of your money in bonds sitting there, encumbered. Taxpayers are going to have to pay that off to build a campus that we don't need. So who do you go to? You start talking to your Board of Regents member. You start talking to your Del Mar College administrator. Okay? Now our administration is so bloated right now. We've got about one administrator for every 5 or 6 faculty members over there. And what we've done is we've lowered the standard, our academic standards. I know that Mr. Guy Watts, Dr. Guy Watts, who's been on that Board of Regents since a year before I got there. I think he was first voted in 1988. The whole, not the whole board, but the majority of the Board of Regents members is after him, because what he wants to do is maintain academic excellence at Del Mar College. Now when I got there in 1989, that was probably one of the most highly top 10 community colleges in the country. Otherwise I wouldn't have wasted my time. Okay? And that's the way most educators feel. Now I came out of private industry. I had a young family, and you know, I was an old geezer at the time, and I wanted to have a family and raise them in Corpus Christi, Texas, which I love. And you know, I came to Corpus Christi because of its reputation. I mean, I could have gone a lot of other places in the other industries, you know, other large pharmaceutical companies. See, what happened to me was the pharmaceutical company I was with sold out the whole fermentation division, which was antibiotic research and other fermentation products. So I had to move on, or you know, or go to Stauffer Foods out in California and produce MSG, monosodium glutamate, to make those frozen dinners taste good. I didn't want to do that, so I took up other activities. Okay, but I came to Del Mar College. Now, one of the worst tragedies over there, and I preceded this show, I think, with the what's going on in Corpus Christi. I'm absolutely livid that a very dear friend of mine, one of the most outstanding educators and veterans and so forth, Americans that I've ever met in my life, Dr. Bruce Olson, was locked out of his office about 4 or 5 years ago because he had the unmitigated gall to file a whistleblower complaint against Del Mar College because they, you know, weren't doing the right thing. That's what you do if you're a free American and you've got a 30-year, 32-year plus career in the Army as a retired bird colonel, Special Forces Airborne Ranger, Vietnam veteran, and so forth and so on, and a man of very, very high integrity. And, you know, I mean, I think the world of Dr. Bruce Olson. Then he goes and obtains his PhD in history. He's the chairman of the Social Sciences Department, which is history, government, psychology, and political science, and several others over there. And ran it like a true pro. I mean, his Army experience, folks, at you know, divisional levels and battalion levels and everything was exemplary. So what do they do? He files a whistleblower complaint, and they lock him out. I was there the day they did it. Within 15 minutes after he found out his door was locked, I was over there at his office. It was January the 2nd, I think, 2012. Okay. Now, when he finally gained entrance, his personal computers were gone. His Del Mar College computer had been stripped of information. He had personal documents, artwork, documents that he was writing, textbooks. That's his intellectual property gone. And I mean, just all kinds of types of things which he's never seen again. They just went in there, and I just blatantly say it, they went in and stole it. Okay? Then he went to mediation with them, and he agreed that he would retire if they would do certain things, pay him what they owed him, and so forth, get his equipment and stuff back. And then when they wrote the contract up, it wasn't what they had agreed to in mediation, so he wouldn't sign it. So then Del Mar went and filed a lawsuit, or a countersuit against him. He filed a lawsuit for breach of contract against Del Mar College. And they did. They breached the contract. Okay? Now, the county court at Law 2 ruled in Delmar's favor that he had violated the contract. So Dr. Olson went and appealed that to the 13th Court of Appeals, which is a state appeals court here in town, and 13th District, okay? And they said, no, he's still employed. So Delmar College spent another fortune fighting that, and they challenged that and appealed that to the Texas Supreme Court. Then the Texas Supreme Court agreed with the 13th Court of Appeals that he had not violated that and that he was still employed. Now they just had another trial here, and Delmar College essentially lost it. Yeah. So I won't go through this again. You can watch the other show, but let's just, here's the questions that the jury answered. Okay, it was a jury trial. So let me just give you this. I won't give you all the garbage that the judge of the county court at Law 2 did. Did Delmar College fail to comply with the agreement? Yes. Did Bruce Olson fail to comply with the agreement? Yes. Okay. Who failed to comply with the agreement first? Delmar. This is from the jury, folks. Okay, I mean it's in handwriting right here. It's not typed in. Okay, was Delmar College's failure to comply excused? No. Okay. What sum of money, if any, if paid now in cash, would fairly and reasonably compensate Bruce Olson for his damages, if any, that resulted from such failure to comply? They said that Delmar College failed. Okay, $544,000. It's written here, handwriting from the major jurist there. Okay, here's another question. Okay, for representation through trial and the completion of proceedings in the trial court, answer the amount for each of the following. $120,000 they awarded to Dr. Olson for his legal fees. Okay, same thing here. How much would you want to compensate Delmar College for its damages? Answer: there's no figure in there. That means zero. Okay. Then what we've got is for representation through trial and completion of proceedings in the court, how much, what's the amount to Delmar College? Zero. Okay. And then it says presiding juror. Do you understand what you're supposed to be doing, your duties? Yes, I do. Okay. And then this document was signed by the judge, and then verdict certificate. Okay. Our verdict is not unanimous. 5 of us have agreed to each and every answer and have signed the certificate below. So 5 out of 6 of them awarded him $544,000 in damages without penalty and interest, which should be in there, and then $120,000 compensation for his legal fees. That's your money, folks. Okay? And how much did it cost to do that? I've heard a figure about $300,000 of taxpayers' money. That's Delmar College taxpayer that went into that. So you tell me, are you being duped? Are you ready to call your Delmar College regents, the ones you elected, your at-large plus your district? I hope so. Anyway, I'm going to be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 40 seconds left. I'm just going to let this run out. I hope you join Jiminy Cricket there and me. And there's the elected officials around here and administrators and so forth and so on around. You can see that nose. That's that's a large degree of Pinocchio, and you've been getting a whole lot of that bovine excrement lately. So I hope you'll join with me. Please email me at GSANSING, gsansing at gmail.com, and let me know what's going on. Let me know your feelings. I'm tired of this.